Welcome, and congratulations on taking the first step on a profound journey. You are here because you are ready to understand a fundamental law of the universe that separates those who dream from those who achieve. The world is a noisy place, isn't it? It is filled with the endless clamor of promises, of declarations, of people talking about what they are going to do. Social media, casual conversations, even our own internal dialogue, they are all filled with a preamble to success. But the individuals who truly succeed, the ones who build magnificent lives and leave a lasting legacy, operate on a different frequency. They understand the profound, quiet power of letting their results do the talking. This is the principle of the Symphony of Silence. Most people believe that to gain respect, to get opportunities, to build a reputation, they must talk. They must explain their plans, broadcast their dreams, and justify their actions. But the truth is, no one believes what you say nearly as much as they believe what you do. Achievements are louder than promises. Results are more convincing than words. This is not a lecture on being quiet. This is a master class in channeling your energy. It is about understanding that the energy you put into talking about your goals is energy you are taking away from doing the work. This is the blueprint for a life where your achievements are your proof, your actions are your voice, and your success is so undeniable that it needs no preamble. Welcome, Master Builders. We have heard the call to build. We have been introduced to the profound truth that our lives are not a story we read, but a structure we build. But before we can even lay the first brick, we must first master the art of silence. For the greatest threat to a new creation is not the outside world, but the Creator Himself, talking it to death. This, my friends, is the moment you confront a powerful and silent enemy of your ambition. This is the moment you face the folly of the preamble. Most people live a life of endless promises and unfulfilled declarations. They believe that to get respect, to gain a reputation, to get an opportunity, they must talk. They must explain their plans, broadcast their dreams, and justify their actions. But the truth is, no one believes what you say nearly as much as they believe what you do. Achievements are louder than promises. Results are more convincing than words. This is a masterclass in channeling your energy. It is about understanding that the energy you put into talking about your goals is energy you are taking away from doing the work. This is the blueprint for a life where your achievements are your proof, your actions are your voice, and your success is so undeniable that it needs no preamble. Let us first confront the great lie that keeps most people from ever reaching their potential. It is the belief that talking about your plans is a form of progress. This is the folly of the preamble, and it is a profound and dangerous act of self-sabotage. The greatest enemy of a dream is not a critic. It is the dreamer themselves talking it to death. This destructive habit manifests in a few critical ways. The false sense of accomplishment. Your brain's reward system is a powerful and subtle thing. When you announce your plans to the world and people applaud, they nod in approval, and they tell you how great it sounds, your brain gets a dose of dopamine. It feels good. It feels like you've already achieved something. But the reality is, you haven't even started. That temporary high from sharing can trick your brain into believing the goal is already achieved, thus diluting the very energy and motivation you need to do the actual hard work. This is the ultimate psychological trap, a comfortable lie that keeps you busy talking while your dreams lie dormant. The burden of public expectation. When you broadcast your plans to everyone, you create a burden of public expectation. People begin to watch. They wait to see if you will follow through. This can be a powerful motivator, but it also creates a prison of pressure. The fear of failure, the fear of embarrassment, the fear of losing face can become so great that it paralyzes you from taking action altogether. You become more concerned with maintaining the story of your ambition than with the work of your ambition. You would rather talk about a perfect plan than risk a messy failure. The invitation of negativity. When you talk too much, you are opening the door for unsolicited advice, criticism, and doubt. Not everyone has your best interest at heart. Some people will project their own fears and insecurities onto you. Others might feel threatened by your ambition and try to subtly discourage you. By announcing your plans to the world, you are giving your most fragile, new ideas to people who may not have the capacity to nurture them. You are giving away your power. You are inviting unnecessary noise into the quiet solitude where your work needs to be done. A master builder does not work with a crowd watching. He works in the quiet of his own space, protecting his concentration and his creative energy from the noise of the world. This is not about being secretive. This is about being strategic. This is about self-preservation. Once you understand the folly of the preamble, you can begin to build a new habit. A master builder understands that his greatest work is not done in the public square. It is done in the quiet solitude of his workshop. He protects his time, his energy, and his focus from the noise of the world. This is the second principle, the master's protocol for silence. This protocol is a fortress of focus, a shield against the endless clamor of outside opinions and the destructive lure of external validation. 1. The discipline of privacy. The first act is a ruthless commitment to keeping your goals private. Not everyone deserves to hear about your vision, especially in its early stages. When your dream is new, it is fragile. It needs encouragement, not criticism. By keeping your goals close to your heart, you shield yourself from the negativity, the doubt, and the unsolicited advice of those who do not understand your vision. This is a profound act of self-preservation. 2. The power of focused energy. The energy you were wasting on talking is now a powerful, concentrated force that you can direct toward action. This is a profound shift from a social mindset to a creative one. You are no longer getting your reward from the applause of others. You are getting your reward from the satisfaction of doing the work. You are converting social energy into creative energy. And that, my friends, is how you build an undeniable momentum. 3. The language of action. You must change your inner dialogue. Instead of "I'm going to start a business," the new self-talk is "I am building a business. Today I will take the next step." This turns empty promises into present tense commands. This is the language of sovereignty. You are not a passive dreamer. You are an active creator. The ultimate reward of this ritual is not just a successful outcome. It is the profound respect and admiration that come from a quiet, undeniable victory. The impact of your achievement is amplified because it was built in silence. It inspires others not through words, but through proof. The master builder works in silence. He understands that the world doesn't need to know his plans. They will see his results. The folly of the preamble is the voice of the boy, full of talk and empty of action. The wisdom of silence is the voice of the man, full of purpose and undeniable results. The choice is yours. The world will listen when you have something to say, but the world will move when you have something to show. And this is your first and most crucial step toward a life that is so magnificent it needs no explanation. Welcome back, architects of destiny. In our last segment, we confronted the great folly of the preamble, the dangerous habit of broadcasting our plans and diluting our energy with empty words. We understood that the world is filled with the clamor of promises, but the true symphony of success is found in silence. Now, we must move from this understanding to a deliberate, powerful act of discipline. For once you have stopped a bad habit, you must replace it with a good one. Once you have put down the tool of empty talk, you must pick up the most powerful tool of all, the discipline of quiet, focused, and purposeful work. This, my friends, is the moment you retreat to your inner workshop. This is the moment you build your fortress of focus. This is the principle of the master's protocol for silence. It is the brutal, beautiful truth that your greatest work is not done in the public square. It is done in the quiet solitude of your own concentration. This is a master class in protecting your most valuable resources, your time, your energy, and your vision from the destructive noise of the world. The master builder understands that a magnificent creation is not built by 100 people talking about it. It is built by one person working in silence with unwavering focus and an uncompromising commitment to the craft. This is the blueprint for a life of quiet excellence. Let us first delve into the psychology of why we talk so much about our goals. The boy in us needs external validation. He needs the applause of others to feel worthy. When we announce our plans, we are often unconsciously seeking a temporary high, a quick hit of approval that makes us feel like we've already done something. This is a profound and dangerous psychological trap. This external validation is a false fuel. It is like a sugar rush for your ambition. It feels good in the moment, but it quickly fades, leaving you with less energy and less motivation for the actual work. It tricks your brain into believing that the social approval you received is a substitute for the tangible progress you should have made, and in doing so, it robs you of the very energy you need to get the job done. This is the cycle of the preamble. You talk, you feel good, you get a temporary hit of false accomplishment, and then you don't do the work. The master builder understands this cycle. He does not seek external validation. His validation, his reward, his energy, and his purpose all come from within. His satisfaction is not in the applause of the crowd, it is in the integrity of his work. This is a battle you are losing every single day. This protocol is your decision to retreat from the public square and to build your greatness in the quiet solitude of your own concentration. To use silence as a powerful tool, you need a protocol. This is a structured, three-pillar system of mental mastery that transforms a noisy day into a focused and productive one. The first pillar is the discipline of inner focus. Silence is not the absence of sound, it is the presence of unwavering attention. The master builder does not just stop talking. He starts focusing with an intensity that is unmatched. Think of your energy as a laser beam. When you talk about your plans, you are scattering that laser beam across a wide, unproductive surface. But when you master the protocol of silence, you are taking that energy and directing it to a single, white-hot point of focus. This is the energy you need to break through resistance, to solve complex problems, and to make progress on your most important work. This is a discipline of radical protection. You must protect your mental and creative energy from the constant, unending barrage of distraction. You do this by intentionally creating moments of silence and stillness throughout your day. A few minutes in the morning before the world wakes up, a moment in your car before you go into a meeting, a quiet hour in the evening when all the screens are off. This is where you recharge your mental batteries. This is where you reconnect with your purpose. This is where you do the work that truly matters. The second pillar is the discipline of privacy. A great dream, in its infancy, is a fragile thing. It needs a safe, nurturing environment to grow, free from the destructive forces of outside opinion, negativity, and unsolicited advice. Most people treat their dreams like a public announcement. But the conqueror understands that his goals are his sacred personal property. He is the guardian of his own vision. This is not about being secretive. This is about being strategic. You must create a fortress of privacy around your goals, especially when they are new. This means you are careful about who you share your plans with. This means you do not invite the criticism of those who do not understand your vision. This means you do not expose your fragile hope to the cynicism of those who gave up on their own. By keeping your goals private, you free yourself from the burden of external expectations. You don't have to justify your actions. You don't have to defend your choices. You are free to make mistakes, to learn, to pivot, and to grow without the unnecessary judgment of the world. This freedom, this uninterrupted space for growth, is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. The final and most powerful pillar is the discipline of inner dialogue. A master's motivation does not come from the applause of the crowd. It comes from the unshakable certainty of his own mind. Most people's inner dialogue is a chorus of doubt and self-criticism. But the master of silence replaces the need for outer validation with a relentless focus on his own internal monologue. He doesn't ask, "What will they think?" He asks, "Am I being true to my purpose? Am I doing the work that needs to be done?" This is where you use the power of self-talk to reinforce your internal drive. When you feel a moment of doubt, you don't seek a compliment from others. You remind yourself of your purpose. You say to yourself, "I am disciplined, I am focused, I will do this." This is a profound shift from an outer-driven life to an inner-driven one. Your satisfaction is not in the applause of the crowd, it is in the integrity of your work. Your greatest reward is not the approval of others, it is the confidence you build from keeping a promise to yourself. The ultimate reward of this ritual is not just a list of accomplishments. The ultimate reward is the unshakable certainty of a quiet mind. It is the profound, internal knowing that you have done the work in silence. The Symphony of Silence is not an easy path. It is a path that requires immense discipline, unwavering focus, and a ruthless commitment to your own potential. But it is a path that will lead you to a life of true purpose and profound accomplishment. It is the path of the master builder. You have now learned the protocol for silence. You have the tools to build a fortress of focus. The next step is to use that quiet, contained energy for relentless, purposeful action. The world is waiting for your work. Welcome back, Master Builders. We have done the necessary silent work. We have confronted the folly of the preamble and committed to a protocol of inner focus, protecting our visions from the noise of the world. We have built a fortress of quiet resolve, a sanctuary where our dreams can flourish, undisturbed by doubt or negativity. But a master craftsman who protects his workshop and polishes his tools, but never makes a single strike, is still just a dreamer. The greatest works of art are not born in the quiet contemplation of a man's mind. They are born in the moment when that man, with unwavering will, takes his tools and turns his internal vision into an external reality. This, my friends, is the moment of truth. This is the moment you stop talking about the work and start doing it. This is the moment you translate your mental conquest into a physical reality. This is the principle of the engine of action. Most people believe that action is a result of motivation. They wait for a feeling of inspiration before they begin to build. But a conqueror understands that action is not the final step. It is the engine that drives all progress. Your confidence, your self-belief, and your momentum are not born from the things you tell yourself. They are born from the things you do. This is where you stop being a passive observer and start becoming an active creator. Let us first confront the great lie that keeps most people from ever reaching their potential. It is the belief that thought alone is enough. We live in an age of information where it is easier than ever to acquire knowledge. We can read a book on discipline, listen to a podcast on confidence, and watch a video on success. And for a moment, we feel a surge of energy. We feel powerful. We have the knowledge. We have the plan. We have the vision. We are, in our own minds, brilliant generals with a perfect strategy. But a general with a perfect battle plan who never gives the command to attack will never win a war. His brilliance, his strategy, and his perfect plan are all worthless. His inaction is a form of self-sabotage, a comfortable prison built of good intentions. This, my friends, is the trap of intellectualizing success. We fall in love with the idea of being successful more than the difficult, uncomfortable, and often messy process of actually doing the work. We use reading and learning as a form of procrastination, as a way to feel productive without ever having to face the risk of failure that comes with taking action. But the real world, the world of results, of progress, and of triumph, does not reward good intentions. It does not respond to a perfect plan that lives only in your head. It responds to action. This principle is your act of taking that perfect plan off the dusty shelf and giving the command to attack. To translate your internal work into external results, you need a protocol. This is a structured, three-pillar system of mental mastery that bridges the gap between thought and triumph. The first pillar is about the discipline of focused energy. A master builder does not swing his hammer randomly. He swings it with precision, with purpose, and with a clear intention to make a perfect strike. Hard work without direction is wasted energy. Hard work with intention is a force of unstoppable progress. Think of a magnifying glass. When the sun's rays are scattered, they accomplish nothing. But when you focus those same rays through a magnifying glass, you can create enough heat to start a fire, to melt metal, to burn a hole through solid objects. This is the power of focused energy. Most people scatter their energy in 100 different directions. They try to do 100 small things at once, and they accomplish nothing of significance. But the conqueror identifies the one most crucial objective, and he commits all his forces to conquering it first. He directs all of his energy, all of his resources, and all of his will toward that single strategic objective. This is how you win the day. The chasm between intention and action is often intimidating. The distance between a goal and the first step can be so wide that it paralyzes most people with fear and doubt. But the secret my friends, is to make your first step so small you cannot fail. The conqueror is not afraid to take a single small step in the right direction. This step is a psychological action cue that breaks the paralysis of fear and doubt. This step proves to your subconscious mind that you are serious. If your goal is to write a book, your smallest possible step is to write one sentence. If your goal is to get in shape, your smallest possible step is to do one push-up. If your goal is to learn a new skill, your smallest possible step is to watch a 5-minute video. The size of the action is irrelevant. The act of doing is everything. This small step is not just an action, it is a declaration. It is a small, undeniable piece of evidence that you are a person who follows through. And this evidence is what builds unshakable self-trust. The final pillar is the ultimate reward of this process. One small, successful action creates momentum, and momentum is the most powerful force in the universe. It makes the next action easier, which makes the next action easier still. This is the positive feedback loop of progress. You take a small action, you get a small win. That small win creates a feeling of confidence and accomplishment. That feeling of confidence makes the next action feel less intimidating. Soon, you are operating at a level of focus and intensity that was once unimaginable. This is how you turn a difficult task into a natural rhythm. This is how you transform struggle into a source of power. This is the profound difference between a life of reaction and a life of intentional action. You are no longer waiting for the energy to come. You are creating the energy through the act of doing. This process is not just about changing your life. It is about building an unbreakable character. It is the understanding that the heat of discomfort and the hammer of action are not a punishment. They are the tools that forge a confident, resilient, and powerful person. The most profound growth you will ever experience will not come from an easy victory. It will come from the moments of struggle. It will come from the moments when you wanted to quit, but you used your self-talk to challenge that thought, and you used a small, decisive action to prove it wrong. It is in those moments that you are being forged into a new, more powerful version of yourself. Your self-talk is the voice of the blacksmith. It is the voice that says, I am the hammer. This is the steel. I will not stop until this steel is hardened, sharpened, and ready for battle. The path to an unstoppable life is not a mystery. It is a blueprint. And the most powerful tool in that blueprint is the disciplined ritual of action. This is your final act of defiance against a life of chaos. It is your commitment to a life of purpose. It is your decision to stop being a reactor and to start being the architect of your own destiny. The blueprint is in your hands. Your day is waiting for your command. The forge of your character is ready. If this message is resonating with you, please hit that like button. It helps us reach more people who are ready to let their actions speak for them. Welcome back, Master Builders. We have done the necessary work. We have committed to a symphony of silence, protecting our visions from the noise of the world. We have armed ourselves with the engine of action, a powerful and relentless commitment to doing the work day in and day out. We are in motion. We are a rocket that has left the launch pad, an army that has been given the command to advance. But now, we must address what happens when that relentless action meets the unyielding force of resistance. What happens when the path ahead is not smooth, but filled with the friction and pressure of struggle. For the ultimate test of any structure is not how it is built, but how it endures the storm. This, my friends, is the moment of truth. This is the moment you stop hoping for a smooth journey and start preparing for the inevitable battle. This is the principle of the forge of character. The boy in us avoids struggle. He runs from discomfort, resistance, and hardship. He has built a life that is so comfortable, so safe, that it has become fragile. But a man, a master builder, understands that strength doesn't come from avoiding hardship. It comes from facing it. Without struggle, there is no growth. Without challenges, there is no strength. You cannot build a fortress of character in a comfort zone. You must expose yourself to the heat of the forge to burn away your weaknesses. Let us first confront the great lie that keeps most people from ever reaching their full potential. It is the belief that the comfort zone is a place of safety and happiness. This, my friends, is a profound and dangerous self-deception. A plant grown in a climate-controlled room, shielded from wind, sun, and changing weather, may look beautiful, But the moment you plant it in the real world, it will wither and die. It has no roots. It has no resilience. It has no character. This is the life lived in the comfort zone. It is a life of perpetual caution, a life built on a foundation of what if and not on the courage of what is. This mindset manifests in a profound fear of discomfort, a fear of a difficult conversation, a fear of a challenging project, a fear of a setback that might prove them wrong. But the master builder understands that his greatness is not found in the comfort zone. It is found on the uncomfortable edge of growth. It is found in the moments of struggle. The fear of failure is a story you have been telling yourself. The aversion to struggle is a habit you have built. And this principle is your act of defiance against that story. It is your decision to become unbreakable. To use struggle as a tool for your growth, you need a protocol. This is a structured three-pillar system of mental and emotional mastery. The first pillar is about the discipline of seeing a setback not as a stop sign, but as a signal that you are on the right path. This is the master's protocol for reframing. From pain to proving ground, you must reframe discomfort not as a punishment, but as an opportunity. The burning in your lungs during a tough run is not a sign of weakness. It is an opportunity to prove your will. The frustration of a failed project is not a sign of defeat. It is an opportunity to prove your resolve. From obstacle to opportunity, you must reframe a challenge not as a barrier, but as a puzzle to solve. The challenge is not there to stop you. It is there to teach you. Every obstacle carries with it a new skill, a new insight, a new wisdom that you would not have gained otherwise. From weakness to strength, you must reframe a moment of doubt not as a sign of your weakness, but as a chance to build your strength. The moment you are tempted to quit is the moment you have the opportunity to build an unbreakable character. Your mind follows the meaning you give to an event. If you see struggle as a reason to stop, your mind will give you 100 reasons to. But if you see struggle as a reason to grow, your mind will find 100 reasons to move forward. The master builder understands that his character is not forged in a classroom. It is forged in the crucible of struggle. Think of a master blacksmith forging a magnificent sword. The raw steel is soft and full of impurities. The blacksmith places it into the searing heat of the forge. He then takes a mighty hammer and begins to strike it over and over again. The strikes are painful. The heat is immense. But it is in that very process, the combination of heat and force, that the impurities are burned away. The metal is hardened, and the strength of the sword is revealed. You are that raw steel. Your setbacks, your challenges, your moments of doubt and struggle, they are the fire and the hammer. If you let them break you, you will remain soft and impure. But if you embrace them, if you use your self-talk to command yourself through the process, you will become hardened, strong, and unbreakable. The most resilient people don't avoid the fire, they seek it out. They understand that the moments of struggle are not a sign of failure, they are the moments of growth. They train their minds to see discomfort not as a threat, but as a signal that they are on the right path. The boy in us runs from the discomfort of battle. But a man, a master builder, has a warrior mindset. This is not about physical aggression. This is about mental toughness. A warrior does not run from battle. They run toward it because they know that's where their true power is found. A warrior mentality is a mindset that allows you to endure hardship, to stay focused on your goals, and to keep going when everything around you is telling you to stop. This mental toughness is built through small, consistent acts of facing fear and discomfort. It is built in the quiet moments when you choose to do the hard thing. It is built every time you reframe a moment of pain as a moment of growth. We have journeyed together through the principles of resilience, but the final, most advanced stage of this mastery is to become not just resilient, but anti-fragile. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from a setback. Anti-fragility is the ability to become stronger because of it. A resilient boxer gets knocked down and gets back up. An anti-fragile boxer gets knocked down, uses the energy of the blow to analyze their opponent's weakness, and comes back with a new strategy, stronger than before. Your self-talk is the bridge to anti-fragility. By consistently using your words to reframe a setback as a lesson, a mistake as a data point, and a challenge as an opportunity for growth, you are training your mind to not just endure difficulty, but but to extract power from it. You are teaching yourself that every single setback, no matter how small, is not a punishment, it is a gift. It is a hidden key to unlocking a higher level of performance, a deeper level of knowledge, and a stronger level of character. This is the most powerful self-talk of all. It is the voice that says, bring it on. I know that with every single challenge, with every single setback, I am becoming stronger. I am becoming more intelligent. I am becoming more capable. And with every single hit, I am building the kind of strength that cannot be broken. The master key to your destiny is in your hands. Now go and use it. Welcome back, Master Builders. We have done the work. We have confronted the folly of inaction and armed ourselves with the discipline of execution. We have entered the forge, and through struggle, fear, and perseverance, we have begun to build an unbreakable character. We have learned that pressure is the force that turns us from fragile beings into resilient conquerors. But now we must address the final, most distinguishing act of the master builder. For a craftsman can have the sharpest tools and the most resilient spirit, yet still only produce a project that is merely good. The difference between a good builder and a master builder is a profound and unyielding commitment to excellence. This, my friends, is the moment you make a choice between the easy path of good enough and the rigorous path of mastery. This is the principle of the master's vow, the law of the extra mile. The boy in us settles for the minimum. He wants to do what's required and nothing more. But the man, the master builder, has an uncompromising standard of quality that he imposes on himself. He understands that the mark of a masterpiece is not in the work that is seen, but in the unseen details that are so meticulously and lovingly crafted that they defy all criticism. This is the ritual that transforms your work from a chore into a work of art. This is the habit that transforms a disciplined person into a true master. Let us first confront the great lie that keeps most people from ever reaching their full potential. It is the belief that good enough is a worthy standard. This, my friends, is a slow-acting poison. A builder who settles for good enough will use substandard materials. He will cut corners where he thinks no one will notice. He will compromise on the integrity of the structure to save time and effort. His work may look impressive on the outside, but it is built on a foundation of compromise, and a house built on compromise will never stand the test of time. The mentality of good enough is the greatest enemy of a great life. It is the voice that whispers to you, that's enough, you've done your part, you can rest now. This is the voice of complacency. This is the voice of arrested development. This is the voice that is trying to protect you from the temporary discomfort of pushing yourself, but in doing so, it is robbing you of the profound, lasting satisfaction of building a masterpiece. But a master builder understands that a great life is not built with compromise. A great life is built with a commitment to excellence. He understands that what you tolerate becomes your standard, and if you tolerate good enough from yourself, you will never get to experience the unyielding power of operating at your absolute best. The law of the extra mile is not a vague philosophy. It is a precise and practical protocol for operating at a higher level. It is the discipline of committing to the unseen work. This is the master's protocol for excellence. Your commitment to excellence is a personal law you impose on yourself. It is a voice that says, I will not accept mediocrity. This is the internal compass that always points to best. It is the mental command that asks, is this the absolute best I can do? How can I deliver more? How can I make this better? This uncompromising standard is the ultimate act of self-respect. It says, my time, my effort, and my skills are valuable, and I will not waste them on work that is not my absolute best. The master builder understands that the extra mile is often taken when no one is watching. The quality of his work is not for the applause of others. It is for his own sense of pride and integrity. It is the silent, solitary act of doing more than is required. It is the extra repetition at the gym when your muscles are burning. It is the extra page you read when you were only supposed to read one chapter. It is the extra 30 minutes you spend refining a project after everyone else has gone home. This is not for a reward. This is the quiet, relentless act of building your own character. The extra mile is what transforms work from a chore into a masterpiece. A simple project becomes a work of art when you pour your passion, your care, and your uncompromising commitment into it. The extra effort is the alchemy that turns the base metal of a simple task into the gold of a magnificent creation. This is the profound difference between a person who merely has a job and a person who has a craft. The craftsman is obsessed with the quality of his work. He is a perfectionist, not out of fear of criticism, but out of a profound love for his craft. The law of the extra mile is not just a personal vow of excellence, it is a universal law of cause and effect. By consistently and uncompromisingly providing more value than you are paid for, you set in motion a universal law that will bring back to you far more than you gave. This is the law of increasing returns. Think of a farmer. He does not just plant enough seeds to get by. He plants an abundance of seeds. He puts in extra effort to till the soil, to water the crops, to ensure they have the best possible chance of growing. He does more than is required of him, and because of that, his harvest is always more than he sowed. The same is true for you. By consistently and uncompromisingly operating at a standard of excellence, you are planting seeds of quality, of integrity, and of dedication. And the harvest of those seeds is inevitable. The opportunities, the resources, the connections, and the wealth will not come because you asked for them. They will come because you earned them. They will come because your reputation for excellence is so undeniable that the world has no choice but to bring you more. The internal resistance to this principle will be powerful. It is the voice that says, "That's enough. You're tired. You can rest now. No one will notice the difference." You must recognize that this voice is not your friend. It is the ultimate enemy of your greatness. You must build a mental protocol for conquering this voice. The moment you hear it, you must recognize it for what it is, the voice of compromise. And you must not give it a moment of your energy. You must immediately override it with a new, more powerful command. You say to yourself, "I am a person of excellence. I will not accept mediocrity from myself." You push through that voice. You do the extra repetition. You write the extra page. You put in the extra time. Because in that moment, you are not just completing a task. You are building yourself. The ultimate reward of this ritual is not just a specific achievement. It is a reputation. It is a silent, unspoken respect that comes from others seeing a person who operates with uncompromising excellence. It is the profound internal certainty that you have built a life of integrity, a life of quality, and a life that is a reflection of your absolute best. Hard work and discipline are the tools, but the law of the extra mile is the craftsmanship. It is the difference between a project and a masterpiece. It is the difference between a life of compromise and a life of purpose. It is the difference between a person who wins for a moment and a person who is built for a lifetime of conquest. Now that you have forged the tools of hard work and discipline, and you have committed to using them with uncompromising excellence, your work itself will become your most powerful voice. It is the voice that speaks without words, and it is the voice that commands the world's attention. This is just one part of the blueprint. To discover the full framework for attracting success, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Welcome back. We have committed to a protocol of inner focus, and we have armed ourselves with the discipline of execution. We have entered the forge, and through struggle and perseverance, we have built an unbreakable character. We have made a sacred vow to operate with uncompromising excellence, to go the extra mile not for applause, but for our own sense of self-respect. But now we must address the final external manifestation of that commitment. For a master craftsman can have built a masterpiece in the solitude of his workshop, but he must then allow that work to speak for itself. He must allow the quality of his creation, the strength of his foundation, the integrity of his craftsmanship to stand as a testament to his value. This, my friends, is the moment you stop talking and allow your work to become your most powerful voice. This is the principle of the compass of your value. Let results define you. Most people believe that to gain respect, to get opportunities, to build a reputation, they must talk. They must explain their plans, broadcast their dreams, and justify their actions. But the truth is, no one believes what you say nearly as much as they believe what you do. Your value is not self-proclaimed, it is earned, and it is proven not by your promises, but by your results. Let us first confront the great lie that keeps most people from ever reaching their full potential. It is the belief that you can talk your way to success. This, my friends, is the folly of proof by preamble. It is a profound and dangerous act of self-sabotage. A salesman with a perfect pitch but no product to back it up will eventually lose all credibility. An architect with a magnificent vision but no building to show for it will never be trusted with a serious project. Most people try to prove their value with words. They talk endlessly about their plans, their big dreams, and their good intentions. They fill their resumes with impressive-sounding duties and their social media feeds with inspirational quotes. They are, in effect, trying to build a reputation with smoke and mirrors, with promises that have no substance behind them. But this is a fragile, fleeting form of credibility. It is a house built on sand. For at some point, the world will ask for the proof. It will ask, where is the product? Where is the building? Where are the results? And in that moment, all the talk in the world will be worthless. The master builder understands that his reputation is not built with his mouth, it is built with his hands. The work he produces is his proof. His credibility is a direct reflection of his ability to deliver. He has no need to explain his skill. His structures do the talking for him. To allow your work to become your most powerful voice, you need a protocol. This is a structured two-pillar system of mental mastery that ensures your value is rooted in reality, not in promises. The first pillar is about the discipline of integrity. A master builder does not just build a house, he builds a house with integrity. And the result is a structure that is sound, that is beautiful, and that stands the test of time. Your results are a direct reflection of your integrity. This is the internal compass that always points to excellence. The law of the extra mile, the commitment to doing more than is required, is what infuses your work with a silent, unspoken quality that no one can deny. Your results become a testament to your character. They show the world that you are a person who is thorough, who is dedicated, and who is committed to a standard that is higher than the average. This is the ultimate act of self-respect. You are saying, I am a person of value, and my work is a reflection of that. The second pillar is about the profound power of outcomes. Results are a universal language. They cut through doubt, they cut through personal biases, and they cut through all forms of skepticism. A demonstrable outcome is a fact that no one can argue with. A person from any culture, from any background, from any walk of life can look at a magnificent building and understand that its architect is a master. A person from any profession can look at a consistent, high-quality product and understand that its creator is a craftsman. Results do not need translation. They are a universal proof of your ability. When you let your results define you, you are no longer in a position of begging for opportunities. You are in a position of commanding them. Your reputation for delivery precedes you, opening doors that were once closed. People will not ask, what are you going to do? They will ask, what have you done? And your work, in its silent magnificence, will already have given them the answer. Credibility is not a static thing. It is a living, breathing entity. It is a fortress of trust that you build brick by brick over time. And it can be lost just as quickly with a single failure to follow through. This is the law of unwavering credibility. It is built with every delivered promise, every successful project, every commitment kept. It is a long, arduous process, but the fortress of trust that you build is a powerful, unshakable source of strength. It is the foundation upon which all of your future success will be built. And the greatest reward of this fortress is not how others see you, it is how you see yourself. When you achieve meaningful outcomes, you build an internal sense of confidence. You prove to yourself that you are capable, you are reliable, and you are strong. And that self-belief, that inner compass of certainty, is the foundation for even greater success. The master builder understands that his reputation is not built with empty words. It is built with a relentless, uncompromising commitment to excellence. It is the difference between a project that is merely good enough and a project that is a masterpiece. It is the difference between a life of promises and a life of profound, undeniable results. Now that you have forged the tools of hard work and discipline, and you have committed to using them with uncompromising excellence, your work itself will become your most powerful voice. It is the voice that speaks without words. and it is the voice that commands the world's attention. Welcome back, Master Builders. We have done the work. We have confronted the folly of inaction and armed ourselves with the discipline of execution. We have entered the forge, and through struggle and perseverance have built an unbreakable character. We have made a sacred vow to operate with uncompromising excellence, to go the extra mile, not for applause, but for our own sense of self-respect. We have proven our value to the world, not with our words, but with our undeniable results. But now we must address the final external act of the master builder. For a craftsman can build a masterpiece in the solitude of his workshop, but a master builder understands that the greatest projects are not built by a single genius. They are built by a collective of masters, a team of dedicated craftsmen, and a powerful, aligned network. This, my friends, is the moment you stop building in isolation and start building with others. This is the principle of the architect's network, the power of association. The boy in us believes he has to do everything himself. He struggles alone, he fails alone, and he blames the world for his solitude. But a man, a master builder, understands that his greatest strength lies not just in his own hands, but in the hands of the people he surrounds himself with. This is the discipline of strategic collaboration, the understanding that your power can be multiplied and your weaknesses can be overcome by the right allies. Let us first confront the great lie that keeps most people from ever reaching their full potential. It is the belief that success is a solitary journey. This, my friends, is the folly of the lone wolf mindset. A person who tries to push a massive boulder up a hill alone will inevitably burn out. A person who tries to learn a complex trade with no teacher will inevitably make 1,000 unnecessary mistakes. A person who tries to build a great life in isolation will be limited by their own perspective, their own energy, and their own time. The lone wolf mindset is a prison of isolation. It is built on a foundation of pride, on the lie that asking for help is a sign of weakness. It is a profound act of self-sabotage, for it denies you access to the wisdom, the resources, and the support that could accelerate your progress tenfold. You can work hard, you can be disciplined, you can have a clear vision, but if you do not have the right people around you, your journey will be slow, painful, and fraught with unnecessary setbacks. But a master builder understands that his greatest strength is not in his independence. His greatest strength is in his ability to form a powerful, aligned team. He understands that his time and energy are not infinite, but the collective time and energy of a network is limitless. He understands that a single perspective is a profound limitation, but a collective perspective is an endless source of creativity and problem solving. To use your network as a tool for creation, you need a protocol. This is a structured, three-pillar system of strategic collaboration that transforms a solitary quest into a shared conquest. The first pillar is about the discipline of selection. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This isn't just a clever saying, it's a fundamental truth of human psychology. Their attitudes, their habits, their ambitions, and their standards will, over time, become your own. If you spend your time with people who are lazy, undisciplined, and full of excuses, their low standards will become your new reality. But if you make a conscious decision to surround yourself with people who are focused, disciplined, and relentlessly pursuing their goals, their energy will be contagious. A master builder strategically curates his inner circle. He understands that every conversation he has is either an investment in his growth or a profound waste of his time. He is a ruthless guardian of his energy, and he will not allow time thieves or energy vampires into his court. This is not about being a critic of others. This is about a disciplined, self-respecting choice you make for yourself. The second pillar is about the discipline of contribution. A master builder does not build his network by asking for help. He builds his network by offering his skills and his commitment first. He understands that the most powerful alliances are built on a foundation of mutual value. You are a builder. Your skills, your discipline, and your commitment to excellence are a valuable currency. You must not hoard them. You must share them. You must be the kind of person who is willing to give freely of your time, your wisdom, and your support to others. You must be the kind of person that other masters want to be around because you are an asset to their projects. This is the profound difference between a networker and a master builder. The networker asks, "What can you do for me?" The master builder asks, "How can I help you? How can I contribute to your vision?" And by asking this question, he activates the law of reciprocity, creating an unstoppable flow of mutual support and shared success. A master builder's network is not a single entity. It is a strategic alliance with three distinct pillars. The mentor. This is the master who is already where you want to be, the one who has a track record of success. Your purpose is to learn from their experience, to absorb their wisdom, and to shorten your learning curve. The peer. These are your fellow builders. They are on a similar journey and can provide accountability, shared energy, and a different perspective. These are the people you can struggle with, celebrate with, and grow with. The protege. This is the apprentice you can mentor. By teaching others, you solidify your own knowledge, you reinforce your own habits, and you create a legacy that outlasts you. This is your mastermind alliance. It is the synergistic power of two or more minds working in harmony. It is how you find solutions you never could have conceived of alone, and how you build a project that is far greater than anything you could have built on your own. The master builder understands that his reputation is not built in isolation. It is built in the quiet solitude of his workshop, yes, but it is amplified and expanded by the power of his network. His greatest strength is not his independence. It is his ability to form a powerful, aligned community. The legacy of a master builder is not just his work. It is the lives he has inspired, the builders he has mentored, and the alliances he has forged. Your personal conquest becomes a beacon for others. When you show up every day as the master builder of your own life, you will naturally attract other builders. This is how you multiply your power. This is how you build a project that is far greater than anything you could have built on your own. Welcome back, master builders. We have traveled far. We have done the work, forged our character in the crucible of struggle, and made a vow of uncompromising excellence. We have allowed our results to become our voice, and in doing so, we have proven our value to the world without a single word of empty preamble. And in our most recent conquest, we have learned that the greatest projects are not built in isolation, but are amplified and expanded by a powerful network of masters. But now we stand before the ultimate purpose of this entire conquest. For a master craftsman can build a magnificent structure, but his work is not complete until he has created a legacy that outlasts the building itself. The true measure of a master is not just in the magnificence of his work, but in the blueprint and the lessons he leaves behind for future builders. This, my friends, is the moment you must turn your attention to the final, most profound reward of a life lived with quiet excellence. This is the principle of the legacy of a life lived in quiet excellence. The world is obsessed with fleeting fame and the applause of the moment, but a master builder understands that true legacy is not about a moment of attention. It is about the profound, lasting impact you have on others through the power of your example. It is about a life so well built, so meticulously crafted, that it becomes a beacon for others to follow. Let us first confront the great lie that keeps most people from ever building a true legacy. It is the belief that legacy is about being seen and heard. This, my friends, is the folly of the attention seeker. A firework burns brightly for a moment, illuminating the sky with a magnificent flash of light, and then it is gone forever. It is an impressive spectacle, but it leaves nothing behind. A life lived for attention is a life of smoke and mirrors. It is a fragile, fleeting existence built on the shifting sands of public opinion. It is a profound act of self-sabotage, for a person who seeks only attention is easily distracted, easily swayed, and ultimately leaves nothing of lasting value behind. But the master builder does not seek attention. He seeks integrity. He understands that his legacy is not built in the flash of a moment, but in the enduring quality of his work. His legacy is not a firework, it is a monument. It is a structure that stands strong long after he is gone, and a blueprint that is passed down for generations. The world will listen when you have something to say, but the world will move when you have something to show. And the most powerful thing you can ever show them is a life that is a monument to your character. To build a legacy that outlasts you, you need a protocol. This is a structured three-pillar system of intentional living that ensures your life's work becomes a beacon for others. The first pillar is about the discipline of living your truth. Actions inspire more than words ever could. Most people try to inspire others with platitudes and promises, but the people who truly inspire others are the ones who embody what they say. Your life is a living testament. The way you handle a setback, the way you show up to a difficult conversation, the way you maintain your discipline when no one is watching, these are not just private acts. They are a silent, powerful form of teaching. When you live with integrity, when you demonstrate resilience, and when you show an unwavering commitment to your values, you are not just building yourself. You are building a blueprint for others to follow. You are creating a ripple effect that will touch the lives of those around you, inspiring them to believe that they, too, can rise to their potential. The second pillar is about the discipline of achievement. Your legacy is not just in the words you spoke, but in the work you produced. Your achievements are your greatest proof. This isn't just about career or financial success. It is about a life that is a monument to your character. It is a body that is a testament to your discipline. It is relationships that are a testament to your kindness. It is a mind that is a testament to your curiosity. The master builder's legacy is a structure built with meticulous care and uncompromising quality. It is a life so well lived, so meticulously crafted, that it stands as an undeniable silent testament to the power of a life lived with purpose. Your work itself becomes your greatest proof. It is your reputation, your resume, and your legacy, all in one. The final pillar is about the discipline of giving back. The greatest master builder is not the one who builds the most magnificent structures. It is the one who empowers the next generation of builders. Your final, most profound act of legacy is to pass on the blueprint and the tools. It is to share your knowledge, to mentor those who are just beginning their journey, and to empower others to build their own masterpieces. This is a profound act of leadership. It is the understanding that your success is not a finite resource. By sharing it, by empowering others, you are not diminishing your own power, you are amplifying it. You are creating a legacy that will continue to grow and inspire long after you are gone. The master builder understands that his ultimate legacy is not about the applause of the moment. It is about a life lived with a profound, quiet sense of respect and purpose. You are no longer in a position of seeking recognition. You are in a position of creating a legacy that will continue to inspire and empower others long after you are gone. The Symphony of Silence is not a secret. It is a choice. It is a decision to be a builder, not a braggart. It is a decision to let your results do the talking. Now that you have forged the tools and the character of a master, you are ready for the final act of creation. The Symphony of Silence is not a secret. It is a choice. It is a decision to be a builder, not a braggart. It is a decision to let your results do the talking. You have the blueprint. You have the knowledge. The only thing left is the commitment. The world is waiting. Now, go forth and build. The Symphony of Silence is not a secret. It is a choice. If you're ready to start building a life of undeniable success, subscribe to this channel today. Let your actions become your most powerful voice.